Okay, so now we put in our last tank of fur. Take some off. And this one's pretty bulky. Some of them I type sparse. This one is a little bit more bulky. So I get all my get everything all like the shape that I want. And let's see what you can see. Yeah, this shape I want. And the next step is to put the eyes on, which I use these stick-on sticker eyes. These are about 1/4 of an inch across. They're smaller than the ones I used on the Bob's Banger, and they are bigger than the ones I used on the Popovic style minnow. And I'm going to put them on really close, like right down, and you'll see when I put this one on the other side, like right down where all the fibers tied into the hook shank. And I'm not using any zapper gap, I'm just sticking them on. So it's a bit too far back. Okay. Now got everything tied in the way I want it. I'm gonna whip finish. And this is another epoxy fly, so it's another fly to hone your skills with epoxy. This one definitely helps to have a 2-hour epoxy, which I talked about last time on the Popovic minnow. So I use a 2-hour Devcon clear epoxy, and I mentioned in another video I make a little cup out of aluminum foil, and I squeeze in both parts of the epoxy into the cup. And the reason I'm so OCD about epoxy and 2-part epoxy is that when you mix it, I mean, you gotta really mix it good. So last time I made a mistake on the video and I said I mix it for 10 minutes. I meant to say I mix it for maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes, and I'm just stirring it like 10 times one way and then 10 times another. Just going counterclockwise and then clockwise. You can see the epoxy getting clear, or cloudy and then clear. And I just, I just keep going until I don't see any cloudiness. It all looks just perfectly clear. And if you don't mix it long enough, it won't set completely, and the fly is just sticky, and it stays sticky forever. But the advantage of using this 2-hour epoxy is that I'll have a lot of time to work the epoxy into the polar fiber without having to rush before it hardens. And the other thing is that since it's a stronger epoxy, it doesn't crack, and it stays clear forever rather than 5 minute, which will turn yellow like after a year, or maybe less than that if it's out in your tackle box or in your boat in the a real humid environment. So I'm going to put this right here. During these videos I've been talking about a darning needle, and I use this all the time. I use it for epoxy, and I use it for take off this. I use it to apply all kinds of different stuff to flies, and it's a really thick needle with a dull point. And the other thing you can do with it is you can make nail knots with it. I just wrap the liner around this and the fly line or whatever I'm doing a nail knot around, and then I run the mono through the eye of the needle and just pull it through, and it's done. So that's another thing that I like about these needles. So